Hello, Landers. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, and welcome to another episode of the Business Breakthrough with Barbara Show. I hope we're live. Let me give this a couple of seconds to make sure that we're live. Okay. All right. Looks like we're live. Perfect. Um, Okay, today we are talking about how the best way to choose your niche and your ideal client. I'm very, I don't want to say I'm excited. I say that every week, but I'm really looking forward to talking about this topic because I feel like I have a very unique angle to this specific situation of picking your niche and ideal client. I think most coaches or online entrepreneurs teach it a certain way, and I take a little bit of a different angle. And I think because of that, because of my unique process through it, um, my clients seem to have so much more ease through this decision, and it doesn't take them months or years or God knows how long um, of indecision, of being in like, who should be my ideal client? What should my niche be? And I think that's the worst, most detrimental thing that we can do for our business. Hi, everyone. Say hello. Let me know in the comments that you're here. Where are you tuning in from? So happy to have you. Um, so let's just start by this. If we are in the process of picking our niche and our ideal client, chances are that we are probably at the beginning stages of our business. Okay. So either beginning stages or you're going through a phase of like questioning whether you should be doing what you're doing and wanting to switch or tweak or go a different direction, right? Because this is one of the most foundational pieces of your business. It is really hard to move forward. It is really hard to create a program. It is really hard to start making sales. It is really hard to start marketing yourself, um, creating a content strategy, growing your community. It's really hard to do that when you don't know what your niche and your ideal client is. Because once you know that, that's what's going to allow you to structure everything else around that. So, writing content is really hard when you don't know who you're writing to. Creating a program is really hard when you don't know who you're created it for. Marketing yourself is really hard when we don't know who we're marketing to. Okay. So, this is one of the most foundational pieces. If you've been stuck here for a while, I got you, number one. And number two, we have to move through it. We have to figure this out because once you figure this out, it's kind of like the key to like opening the chest. Like it's like that little thing that allows you to go to the next level. Like if you play video games or whatever, this is like the thing that beats the level that you're in and allows you to move to the next one in business development and all of that good stuff. Okay. Um, I personally, I'm going to share a little bit of a personal story. I personally didn't have a lot of trouble picking this at first because I always had the angle that I'm going to teach you today. So, my perspective on this, okay, and I want you to tell me if this resonates or if it doesn't, or if you're against it. Like, I really want to know your perspective on it because I'm really different than most coaches. Most coaches will say you need to pick a very specific niche and ideal client. Like it has to be super specific so you can know what your clients want, so you can know what their struggles are, so that you can speak to them in your marketing, right? Like it has to be very detailed. You have to have a lot of understanding, and the more that you niche down, the better. Now, I am not against that, okay? I really do believe that the tighter that your niche and your ideal clients are, the easier it's going to be for you to be able to kind of like click for them, right? Like the easier that it's going to be for you to be able to write to them or to have them resonate with the work that you're doing, right? Because the deeper that you go here, that means that that's the more understanding that you have of your people. So I'm not against that methodology. I'm not against that idea. I actually think most people will inevitably work themselves into making their niche and their ideal client a lot tighter, okay, and a lot more narrowed down. Most people work themselves there. But what I think most coaches are teaching wrong is as soon as you start your business, you need to have this figured out. Because what happens is we try to create an ideal client and we try to pick our niche out of nothing, right? Like we're just starting a business, we just have like this idea, this desire, and then out of thin air, you're supposed to deeply understand the person that you're supposed to serve. Okay. Not only does that keep you stuck and confused and overwhelmed, but it's also nearly impossible, right? Because you don't even know your ideal client at this point, right? You don't really understand them at that level. So, this is why so many people, there's like an ideal client niche epidemic where most people get stuck here for a really, really long time, like a really long time. I hop on the phone with individuals who have been wanting to decide this or figure it out for years. We have one session and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe it took me this long. And that's why it's because we get stuck here because we have this pressure. Tell me if this resonates. Have you felt that pressure of like really needing to understand and niche down at the very beginning when you don't have that level of understanding of your ideal client? Like, how can you even pick an ideal client so deeply if you've never even worked with anyone? That's always been my thought and my perspective on this. It's like, how can you niche down and decide on who you want to work with at such a deep level when you've never even had the diversity of working with different clients? You've never had the experience of giving yourself permission to play around and test and tweak and see what you like most and all that good stuff. Okay, so of course you're going to be stuck in your head and indecision and overwhelm for months or years trying to pick the perfect person. Now, just want to reiterate this one more time. I'm not against that, okay? Obviously, the deeper we go, the more that we can serve and the more that we can market. So, for example, I am a business and confidence coach for new coaches. That really allows me to create and craft programs that are specifically designed for you, okay? I am a business and confidence coach for female new coaches. That allows me to speak to my audience at a deeper level rather than me just saying, like, I'm a business coach, I help you grow your business. I get that, and it's important. But more times than not, we're not going to get there if we don't give ourselves permission to test out your market and your clients before you solidify it and narrow it down. Yes? Is this making sense? Yes, no, maybe so. So, we're not getting rid of the old idea of we need to niche down and we need to pick a very specific ideal client. We're not getting rid of that. We're just going to start seeing that as the second step of the equation. Before, that was the first step and that was the only step. Pick a really narrowed down niche and ideal client. Now we're moving that, and that's our second step. We're not going to even think about going here until we go through this first phase. Okay. And the first phase, which is my recommendation to you today, is don't pick a niche and ideal client, especially not one that's super detailed at the very beginning of your business. Because to me, so the work that I do is trying to get you from having a business idea, having a dream to having a profitable business, right? So to me, it is so much more important to get you moving in your business so that you can start seeing financial results than to keep you stuck trying to get something perfect. So this is kind of like when I came up with the step one, step two niche and ideal client idea, because when we add this layer, we're actually getting you moving. We're actually getting you taking action. We're actually getting you seeing results before you make such a major decision in your business. Okay. So, step one is all about giving yourself permission to test the waters, play around, serve a few clients, not try to get it perfect. Now, some people will. Some people will be like, no, my life experience and my education, at like, it all tells me that this is going to be my niche and ideal client. Great. Then you can move on to step two. You can start narrowing down. You can start adding details to it, tightening your messaging, your marketing, your content, and all that good stuff. Move on to step two if you're there. But if you're stuck, you have to add the layer of step one of, can I give myself